Hello everyone. Welcome to the fourth part of the Pretend to be Mad Polyship challenge. KuguInuShiba this time. And I missed this free as well. As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who still watch my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the uploads and check out the members only posts. As much as Shibayama wanted to be over with the challenge as soon as possible, he dreaded the potential consequences his pretended anger could have. He could smooth things over with Inuoka. The man was used to his occasional mood swings and knew how to get him out of his shell. The bigger issue was Kuguri. Considering how the last time his boyfriend thought he was angry at him ended, not even talking about the whole mess that was Kuguri's last birthday, he worried what even just an acted anger could do. But maybe it's better already. He made progress since the last time. He even tells us things most of the time. Though that's not really the same, is it? Really, just because Kuguri wasn't keeping things from them that often didn't mean he wouldn't panic when under stress or even only a supposed threat. Although it was his tendency to overthink that would do the most damage. Just imagining Kuguri pulling away from him from fear of getting his heart broken again made his heart ache, overpowering even the bubbling fury aimed at everyone who shaped his beloved's poor perception of himself. It's fine. As long as I don't yell or snap at him, it should be alright. Hopefully, anyway. He sighed, somewhat hoping it was Inuoka who was at home, but seeing Kuguri's favorite sneakers carefully put away in the hallway squished that hope rather quickly. At least he could tear that band-aid off as soon as possible. Biting hard on his lip, he forcefully shut the door behind him, strongly enough he could swear the walls shook. He then kicked off his shoes and stormed into the living room, finding Kuguri sitting still by the table, his eyes wide and startled. Just don't ask anything, don't ask anything. Is everything alright? No! It came out much harsher than he intended, and Kuguri flinched, immediately lowering his eyes and curling more into himself. Okay. Should I leave you alone? I need to pick up a package anyway, so if you need space, I'll go out now. You won't even notice, I promise. Before Shibayama even opened his mouth to answer, Kuguri was already halfway up from his seat, rambling on and clearly looking around for his crutches. The familiarity of his behavior hurt Shibayama deeper than he thought possible, along with the fact he didn't even notice Kuguri needed the support of crutches that day despite seeing each other in the morning. Forgetting the challenge, he rushed to his boyfriend's side and gently pushed him back into his seat, cradling his face to silence his confused stutter. Stay, don't go anywhere, not if your leg hurts. But I'm not upset, I'm definitely not at you. Just stay here, okay? Everything is fine. Kuguri visibly hesitated, his eyes darting towards the door as if looking for an escape route. But eventually, his shoulders slumped a little. Sorry. You have nothing to apologize for. Ignoring the flare of pain from his ribs, he leaned down to kiss his forehead, feeling the fair skin warming up under his hands. I didn't mean to scare you. I know, I just thought you did something wrong again, right? He sighed deeply when Kuguri gave a tiny nod, upset with himself more than ever before. He could be mad at Kuguri's parents and past relationships all he wanted, justifiably so in his opinion. But the fact was, they also hadn't helped him heal that much. They tried, sure, but the progress was slow and constantly set back by their mistakes. Well, his mistakes for the most part. I'm sorry. I know I don't make it clear enough with how I always manage to go for low blows with you for some reason, but I swear I would never hurt you, or stop loving you. He gently tugged Kuguri closer, his heart skipping a beat when he let himself be pulled into the hug. You and So are the most precious people in my life, so even when I am mad, I want you to know I still love you. I just need to work harder to turn words into reality, because that's not going well right now. Kuguri hummed softly in answer, his grip tightening after a moment of hesitation, and Shibayama could about cry with happiness. He patted Kuguri's hair, combing through the soft strands with practiced gentleness, a soft smile forming on his lips. Say, how about we do a home day today? I think there's still some of that cake we got yesterday. That sounds good. While he managed to soothe things with Kuguri by giving him his undivided attention for the rest of the day afterwards, and with lots of reassurances, he was now becoming slightly more worried about Inuoka. It all started when Inuoka came home late that one day, and while Shibayama wouldn't give it much thought if it was a single event, he couldn't but wonder what was going on, especially since it began happening more and more often. It wasn't just him coming home late either. He was exhausted every time it happened, barely responding to their greetings and crashing in the bedroom almost immediately after taking a shower. It was all way too weird for Shibayama to be calm about it. Not when he was after a head injury. But he won't tell me anything, even if I press him about it. Stubborn idiot. He thought about asking Kuguri to inquire more about the reason behind Inuoka's strange behavior, but he didn't want to risk having Kuguri snapped at in case it really was the previous injury acting up again. Maybe if I spin it right today, he'll tell me more. He let out a long breath and settled on the couch with his arms crossed over his chest. The fact he was home already made the challenge slightly more difficult, but in this case, he supposed it might have been for the better. Thank goodness Now's asleep already. Just as he thought that, the sound of the door opening rather harshly snapped him back into the present, luring a frown on his face. He waited until he saw Inuoka enter the living area before scowling. Took you long enough. Where were you? Inuoka only blinked in answer, almost as if he was surprised to see him there, before he hummed and shrugged. Work. Work, huh? Since when do kindergarten teachers have to stay till almost 9 in the evening? We don't only look after the kids, you know. He yawned then, his slumped posture betraying his exhaustion, but as much as Shibayama wanted to let him rest, he couldn't leave it be. So, what's so important that it's not letting you come home in time? And how comes you are doing it now when the doctor forbade you from straining yourself too much? Inuoka frowned, something so atypical for him it made Shibayama pause for a beat. There's just lots to do. Everyone is pulling their weight. Sure, but you had a head injury. Quite serious one too. I'm fine. Are you? He got up, more worried than upset now, and grabbed Inuoka's arms to stop him from avoiding him. Talk to me. If they're giving you too much work, I'll tell them to knock it off. You can't... And get me fired? That's what you want? What? No, but I don't want to risk you'll hurt yourself. I'm not a child, you know? I can take care of myself. He pushed Shibama's hands away, the sharpness of his voice stunning Shibama in place. Sure, it was probably mostly due to exhaustion, but hearing his always bright and cheerful boyfriend snap back like this was concerning. You are making me worried. I'm fine! Can you not act like you know everything the best? Oh, so being worried about my boyfriend's health is a bad thing now? If you did, you would let me go to sleep instead of interrogating me like I just returned from a love hotel or something. Sharp pain stung in Shibama's chest despite knowing that scenario would never happen. However, having his scare thrown in his face hurt, and more importantly, the current argument was enough to confirm that Inuoka was keeping something from them. If it really was work-related or something completely different, that was up for question. But given the current standoff, he wasn't sure if he should push further. As usual, Inuoka solved the dilemma for him when he clicked his tongue and pulled out of his reach, looking maybe even more tired than when he arrived. I'll go take a shower. Fine, but you better lose that attitude before getting close to now. I'm not the one snapping at him all the time. Shibama flinched, but before he could say anything, Inuoka was gone in the bathroom, leaving him in the silence of their flat. Not that he could protest against it anyway. What happened? I heard raised voices. Dull ache spreading through his chest, Shibama sighed and reached out to Kuguri in a silent invitation. The warmth seeping from his body upon hugging him helped to settle his racing mind a little, although the truth was that Kuguri wasn't doing much better. I don't know what's going on, but we should probably keep an eye on him for the time being. Should I try to talk to him? No, not now at least. He reluctantly pulled away a little and removed a strand of hair from Kuguri's forehead. I don't want him to yell at you. Let's just be careful for now and see. Hopefully nothing bad happens. He really hoped that would be the case. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So this one was a bit shorter, as it always is, because it's just 3 of them, unlike the other Polyships I have. But yeah, I'm starting a new plotline for Inuoka, or I already did start in the last part. But yeah, Inuoka will have some spotlight this time around, so I hope you are looking forward to that. And by the way, it's also a response to one of the requests that came through in my request form. Speaking of, if you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time!